Welcome to another video from Gradelink websites. In this video, we're going to go through how you can add additional fields to your faculty and staff directory. And what's meant there is if you'd like to add email addresses or perhaps degrees or some other field that you want listed on a faculty and staff profile, both on the individual pages as well as if you want it to appear on the initial directory page. Although we do recommend keeping those to a minimum. You don't want to have too much information on the initial page. You could place more information on the individual profile pages. So we'll start off by first creating a new field. And for that, we're going to go to the dashboard of the website. And as you know, you can always click there by, if you're on the website, you're logged in, then you can always click on the name of the school to get to the dashboard. Next place we're going to go is this place, ACF. It's on the sidebar. It should be showing up under settings. And so we're going to click on that. And we see here there is already a field group. So it's ACF field groups. So don't click on any of these other options like post types. We don't need those. Field groups, we're going to hover over that and click on edit. Now we already have these fields in place, which is the profile picture, the position, and the grade teaching. What we want to do is click on add field. And let's suppose that we want to add an email address. So there's different types of fields that you could choose, like an image. And keep in mind, you can add any type of field, but we're going to have to populate it into a layout after we add the field. So it's a two-step process. In this case, we'll just add an email field. We could call this email. Typically for this, we don't put a default value. The field name just populates based off the field label, and we're good to go. So we can then click Save Changes. You can adjust by dragging and dropping where you want that new field to go. So just when the hand appears, when you're hovering over the left-hand side, you can drag and drop it where you want it to be. For now, I'll just put it under here. Actually, this order doesn't matter because we're going to determine the order that it appears on the layout. Now, first of all, if we go and look at the profile page here, so let's go to the directory. So on the Our Team page in this case, and we click Enable Visual Builder. We're just going to take a peek at something. We're not actually going to change anything here, but this is how you could tell where a layout is pulling from. So as you know, we have these dynamic directories. You can't actually make staff edits by editing the faculty and staff page because these profiles are being dynamically populated. So all we're going to do is click on the module settings for the profile, not changing anything, but just checking which layout is being used. So custom loop layout for that field, our faculty grade layout. So that's the one that we're going to search for. And where we're going to search for it is under the Divi library, because it's actually pulling a layout from this library. And here it is, our faculty grade layout. Now there are other layouts in here, but that's why we checked on this page to make sure we know which layout is being pulled in. So I'm going to go ahead and exit Visual Builder, and I'm not going to save any changes because I only was looking at which layout is being pulled in. Now, we can hover over this. This is, again, the Divi library, which is under Divi. And we can hover over that and click Edit. And it's very basic. You can't see very much. One of the easiest things to do is actually just duplicate an existing one. And then click on the settings icon for the duplicated one. And we're going to change which ACF name. So everything's pulling in from somewhere. So that new field that we created is called email. So there it is. It's showing up under ACF name. Don't have to change any of these other settings. Typically, it's good enough just to change that. If there's any kind of prefix or anything like that, before text, after text, etc. Prefix, suffix, none of that is used in this case. So we can go ahead and just click update. And that'll update this layout for the circle. All the styling for the circle is built in on this particular layout, which is stored in the Divi library. Now, we don't have any faculty and staff profiles that have an email yet because we literally just created the field. So what we can do is go to faculty and staff, click on one of the people, and we'll just put in, for example, we could just make up an email address, rwilson@heritageschoolinfo.info. So I'm just going to put in an email address on this profile. Click on update to update the profile. And then we can see, because if there's no value within that field, it's not going to show anything in the layout. But if we scroll down now to the board, Wilson. Okay, it's not quite showing up yet. So we'll go ahead and refresh this. And this is why it's important to double check to make sure we're editing the right layout. Because actually, this one could be pulling from a different layout. Let's take a look. Because again, I did, yeah, sure enough, our faculty layout. This is it's actually on the other one. So this one, this particular one, for the school board, that's pulling from a different layout. So that explains why that's not showing up. So what I'm going to do is just go and edit the one of the grammar staff, and then I'm going to put an email address for them. So this is a good example of all right. Alicia, is Alicia part of the grammar faculty? Wendy, let's look for Wendy. All right, well, there's two Wendy's, so Wendy, Judy. All right, here we go. So now we could put in an email address for Wendy. Judy, update. And this time it should pull it in. Again, it was because there's a different layout from the Divi library assigned to the board of directors, which is why it wasn't programmed to pull in the email address. Even though it showed up on the back end, the layout didn't have the email address assigned. So now if we look at Wendy Judy, there is the email address. It is showing up now. It would just need, if you add anything else, you would need to make some adjustments to the actual design. For that, we recommend you reach out to Gradelink website support. But again, you do want to keep this home front page pretty simple. So we recommend just adding it to the faculty and staff profile that shows up after you click on somebody's profile. So that being said, we'll go ahead and remove the email address from that particular layout. So going back to the Divi library, our faculty grade layout. And I'm going to just remove the email address that we had put in previously. Click on Update. And if we open up our team page in a new tab, then we could check on if the email address is now gone, which indeed it is. So we're all set to go on that. Now, if we want to adjust this and put an email in there, that we're going to actually go to the theme builder under Divi, Theme Builder, and this is a separate layout. And you can see there's a layout right here for all faculty and staff. So we're going to click on the Edit button for the body content. We're not going to edit the header or the footer. All right, for this one, it's kind of hard to see, so what I usually do is click on the purple button with the 3 horizontal white dots and go to wireframe view. That way we can see the actual items here. And I'm just going to go ahead and, first of all, this is grade teaching. I'm going to change the admin label so we won't get this confused. So this one is grade level. This one is the position. This one is the post title. So it's actually pulling in the first and last name from the post title. All right, we're going to go ahead and duplicate using the copy button here. The grade level, then click on settings, and then change it to email. And we're going to change the admin label to say email. Click on the green check mark, click save. And then we'll head over to Wendy Judy's profile and see if the email address is now showing up. And indeed it is. If you want to change the icon on it, that's also easy to do. You can go into the email module settings. Again, this is dynamically pulling in from the ACF that we previously set up. Image file, image and icon. Scroll down to image and icon, and then if we want to use like email, we could change it to a little letter icon for email, which is the universal icon for email. And there we have it. So that's all there is to it. Adding custom fields to your individual dynamic faculty and staff profiles. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to Gradelink website support.